What do you think makes HSR a magnet for startups?
You know, it had early signs of startups moving in 2014. Now, this is like a major startup hub. So, Udan's headquarters is here. CureFit's headquarters comes here.
Yeah.
Further down, WhatFix also comes here.
इतना बड़ा CureFit का gym है यहाँ पे.
This is actually their headquarters. We are right at NIFT NIF, one of the most important landmarks of HSR Layout. Oldest third wave cafe in the entire country.
Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Namma Bengaluru, and today we have Shesh Paplekar with us. Shesh, welcome back to the channel, and today we are standing in HSR. This is 27 Main, and this area is seeing a lot of boom. Shesh, why do you think this is happening?
See, we are right at NIFT NIFT. This is one of the most important landmarks of HSR Layout.
Yeah.
And you know what? Over the years, you would have seen this road completely transforming. Any kind of brand that you can think of, right? See, be it like, even from F&B, Chayos is right here. Chai Point is right here. Little bit further down, like Third Wave is there. Starbucks is there. In fact, that is the headquarters of Third Wave. That's the most important Third Wave because their headquarters is right here. Whatever you can find in Brigade Road, Commercial Street is actually more or less available. In fact, probably there are a lot more branches here because it's a much longer road. There are a lot of apartments in and around HSR Layouts on Sarjapur Road, Bengaluru side, etc. For all of them, HSR is a place where they can just come, shop, eat food, spend like, instead of going to a mall, right? You can just come to HSR and do multiple things.
Correct.
A lot of surrounding apartments which are beyond HSR Layout also.
Yeah.
This is like a central place for entertainment and shopping and everything.
So Shesh, now we are standing in 17th Cross, which is right next to 27 Main. Even this area is like, a lot of hustle bustle is happening here. Can you throw some light for the audience?
See, we are pretty much very close to the intersection of 17th Cross and 27th Main.
Correct.
These are actually the two most important roads of HSR Layout that kind of cuts across, right? While 27 Main is at the end, there is NIFT and the whole retail space is there.
Yeah.
Whereas 17th Cross really cuts through and goes to McDonald's and further.
Okay.
And a lot of unicorns and all are located here.
Okay.
And in fact, we are right here at Third Wave. This is one of the oldest Third Wave cafe in the entire country. In fact, Third Wave is a HSR company. I used to sometimes catch up with some of the key employees in this cafe itself.
Okay.
They kind of showed the power of their brand by being right next to Starbucks and still giving a competition. And I think many things have been coming in. BLR has also come up on 17th Main itself.
Almost everything is here,
Come here, every month you'll see something new.
With all these new things, the lifestyle is getting impacted to a very good scale, right?
Yes.
Throw some light for the audience on what all is happening here.
Yeah, we kind of were on the other end of the 17th Cross. Of course, this cross goes further. Yeah. This section of 17th Cross, where McDonald's is there. This is one of the most popular landmarks, McDonald's, and there's a signal here.
Yeah.
And here there are a lot of startups also. Udan's headquarters is here. CureFit's headquarters comes here.
Yeah.
Further down, WhatFix also comes here. A lot of startups are also there. HSR is really like good for lifestyle. Students want to hang out, working professionals want to hang out. Otherwise, a lot of wealthy people also, right? All kinds of offerings are there in HSR Layout. You don't, somebody was telling me, you don't need to go out of HSR, to some other area for restaurant or shopping or anything. The whole lifestyle is offered right here.
Shesh, lifestyle offerings are actually making it a really important place for people in Bangalore. What about the schools and hospitals in the vicinity?
See, HSR Layout again is good with that as well. There is an NPS here that is very popular. There is a MS Dhoni Academy that has come up just off HSR, and Cambridge School, JSS is there. I think there is a lot of good schools out here.
Right.
And around, and Sarjapur Road is known for really good set of schools.
Right.
That's also just off here, so a lot of people who live here, including my own daughter, her school is on Sarjapur Road.
Yeah.
And Montessori, my son's Montessori is in HSR Layout called Disha Montessori. Lot of good Montessori and lot of really good schools here.
And what about hospitals?
See, there are a good amount of hospitals, clinics, and everything is existent here. There is Om Hospital that has come up.
Yes.
There is a Narayana Health has been here from a while. That's a very popular place.
Right.
Greenview Hospital is also quite popular.
Yeah.
And something like a Sakra is just off HSR. And I think Clinic Store, lot of best doctors in all specialities, a lot of clinics in and around HSR.
Yeah.
As you can see, HSR is generally has wider roads, easier to park.
Correct.
So even for people to have clinics all around,
Yeah.
finding parking space and all, it's kind of an area where it's easy to do that.
Yeah.
And I think this is a hotbed for that.
शेष इतना बड़ा CureFit का जिम है यहाँ पे.
See, this is actually their headquarters.
Oh, okay.
This is actually HSR headquartered company.
All right.
CureFit's most popular product is obviously CultFit.
Right,
They do a lot of things beyond CultFit as well. Cult is there all over India now.
Right.
They're doing extremely well.
Yeah.
But this is where all the thinking happens, design happens. This is the headquarters.
Oh, amazing. That's why I was thinking, इतना बड़ा gym, इतना बड़ा fitness center कैसे है? Well, it's quite a leap for HSR, and I think a lot of credit goes to startups and early age startups. What do you think makes HSR a magnet for startups?
HSR has I've seen it through last 10 years.
Yeah.
It has gone through a lot of transformation. It had early signs of startups moving in 2014. Now this is like a major startup hub. I think one of the reason is originally Koramangala used to be a good, bed where a lot of tech companies were there.
Okay.
Like Wipro and Infosys, they all used to be in Koramangala once upon a time.
Okay.
And then a lot of startups like Flipkart and all, they started up in Koramangala.
Yeah.
Then, Koramangala started getting congested. HSR is just down south.
Yeah.
It became a natural progression and a lot of companies started coming to HSR. I think that's how it originally started.
Yeah.
But now if you see strategically, HSR compared to Koramangala, it is lot more organized in terms of how the layout is designed, how the parking can be done, etc.
Yeah.
And I think it shows a newer layout, and I somehow feel that the landlords here are more friendly to our startups and commercial activities, etc. And they have been a lot more supportive in terms of growing this whole thing. For what do startups need, right? You have youngsters. Do you have a lot of good PGs? It's filled with PGs.
Yep.
In fact, a lot of co-living as well. Do you have a lot of co-working spaces? This is a hub of co-working spaces.
Yeah.
Lots of co-working spaces are there. A lot of good commercial buildings are there.
Correct.
Then you look at restaurants.
Yeah.
All types of pricing, from darshini to pub, brewery, everything is available here.
Correct.
For entertainment. Then shopping. I think so many things are there. So HSR is a place that people want to be here. So this is somehow central where a lot of startup founders who are well known for them, this is still accessible.
Correct.
So I think and Greenage is there, where in fact I also live, Satwa Greenage. A lot of founders live there. So somehow this has made a mark where a lot of these key things are in and around it, and this is in the middle of all of that,
Right.
And it's such a beautiful layout. So this is almost like the heart of the whole activities around.
Yeah. And don't you think, Shesh, co-working is kind of benefiting a lot of startups because everything is like plug and play also for them?
Yes, I think the availability of co-working spaces is really big in HSR layout. I would say HSR is where a lot of key co-working space companies have really done a lot of work to HSR itself. While I would say BHAV has for long been based out of here.
Yeah.
Now HQ has moved to CBD, but we have primarily done a lot of development through here itself.
Correct.
There are others like Urban World, Incubex, they are headquartered right here. While there is good competition, I think there's healthy competition here. A lot of innovation in co-working space itself in terms of what kind of offerings are there, what kind of space can be done.
Yeah.
All of that is available, and things are available at different price points. I think that way, I think HSR is the best of the co-working space things you can find in the entire country.
Speaking of infrastructure and people who are keen on investing in real estate, do you think HSR is one area they should be looking at?
See, HSR is definitely a place where people are already holding real estate.
Yeah.
For them, income generation is really good. If there are empty plots and all sitting there, I would say they are probably missing out on income. Anybody who has property here, they should exploit and generate maximum revenue for themselves. But to enter now, HSR is one of the most expensive places. Some of the auctions that BD has done recently, they've gone for phenomenal prices. So unless you can get some really good entry point for whatever reasons, at the price that you enter today, the yield may not be as high. There may be other places where the opportunity is there. But if somebody really doesn't mind putting that extra money because they are like, hey, I want to start generating immediate income, here it's almost guaranteed.
Correct.
You don't have a risk where you build something where it doesn't get occupied types, Demand is really high. That's the thought process people should go by.
Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. I hope you found this video insightful. Drop a comment in the comment section below to help us understand which topic you want us to cover next. Till then, like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to tune in next Tuesday.